I'd love to go to Russia. Also because I know somebody there. So he's kind of like hyping me up. You know what I mean? And Putin is my hero. If I can go there and meet him, that would be fantastic.
I'd like to meet Putin too.
Love to meet him.
Yeah.
He just strikes me as like, he could be like the dad of the world.
And he's quite one of those guys you want to meet while he's alive rather than, because people say, who would you like to meet that is now dead?
Yes.
You go, he's still alive.
That's
great to meet him.
Yes.
No, I
lovely to meet you and just have like a off the record chat with him. Like I've seen his interviews, like the one he did with Tucker Carlson. I feel like he was so well prepared for an interview. I always wonder, what is that guy like? Because I've heard, like you hear stories about, he's got like 8 girlfriends or something. Some of them are fucking like world champion ice skaters and, skiers. Yeah. I just imagine ballerina, you know what I mean? Like a proper like Russian mobster. And I'm just like, this Bali's a vibe.
Trump, you see his public persona, but privately, people who've been with him one-on-one or two-on-one say he's polite, quiet, respectful, insightful. He's not that big joking buffoonery that you sometimes see.
Yes, that you sometimes
And
see.
I wonder if you sat by a braai with Vladimir Putin, wouldn't be beers.
No, it wouldn't be beers. Be vodka.
Societies and vodka. Yeah. Would he kind of open up?
And what would be some of the things that he would say?
Yeah.
I've seen like a few clips of him, like, that's why I say, like, I liken him to like a mobster. But, something I'll say about Russia, because there's this idea of corruption, right? I think every country is corrupt. I think there's corruption to a certain degree in every administration run by humans.
Sometimes at the bottom.
If you remember the 2008 global financial crisis, that's where I really got interested in stuff outside of like pictures and money, okay? I looked at the Inside Job. It was a documentary about the crash.
I saw that too.
Brilliant. And just the way that, like these CEOs sacrificed their companies, right? Companies that had been running 100 years.
Lehman Brothers in particular.
Bear Stearns, Fannie Mae.
They were inside the casino gambling with our money.
That's it. And they left winning the jackpot.
Correct.
But the casino collapsed.
Correct.
And that sort of showed me that there is actually no ceiling. Because, some of, what's his name? Hank Paulson. Hank Paulson left Morgan Stanley to go and work in the administration.
Goldman Sachs.
Right? Goldman Sachs to work in the
I met him.
Who was it? Obama administration at that stage? But he took a package of over $500 million when he left. But he was instrumental in engineering what would become the crash. Then he gets to the Obama administration and he's like, listen, you guys are fucking irresponsible. Exactly. It's like, what, you worked here last year.
So there's corruption, which is people breaking the law.
Yes.
Or doing something immoral. But there's another form of corruption where you're gaming the system. So you create the rules and so you can play inside the tent.
Yeah, like a Nancy Pelosi type. Correct. Like an insider trading type.
Correct.
Now, my thing is, when Nancy Pelosi insider trades, when Hank Paulson resigns and moves across to the administration, the banks continue. Nancy can make all the money she wants to make on trades. It's not going to collapse the global financial system. Whereas in Africa, in particular, and South America to a degree, it would appear that there is corruption on a level where those being corrupt don't give a if the whole system collapses, as long as they benefit.
And that's where I see the ANC is, my view.
Yes, they're like beyond...
They don't care.
At all.
They don't care anymore. They just want to steal for as long as possible.
Even if stealing means the whole country is going to collapse.
Correct.
Now, I'm sure you followed the whole, the Joe Biden story up until he...
Do you know Hunter Biden's here in Cape Town?
I saw he did an interview with Josh. Wide Awake, yeah. But I was listening there and I was like...
He's in Camps Bay.
Is it?
Or Clifton, yeah.
I met someone, doesn't his sister, either his sister or his wife's brother or somebody live here?
Like maybe that's why he's here. Hunter Biden's here.
Yeah,
He's
I think
20 minutes drive.
Look, I stand corrected. Hunter, you can hit me up on WhatsApp if you want to correct me. But somebody told me, I was somewhere one day and this person sort of greeted somebody and then pointed out and said, hey, that's Hunter Biden's wife's brother. Lives here in Cape Town. Wow. Hunter Biden is married to a South African or in the...
I think he's got a South African girlfriend.
Yes, something like that. So maybe that explains why he's here. He's probably down the road here.
He is.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't met him yet, but I know, we're going to hang out in, I think it's
going to be weird though. You're going to go there and we're going to talk about his dad.
So on South African politics, you get drawn in on South African politics.
I am, yeah. I'm a patriot.
Are you hopeful? Do you feel the needle's turning? Do you think we've got a chance? I mean, I'd had a chat to Prince Mashele, who says by 2029, the ANC's gone, under 15%. He doesn't believe the DA is going to be running the country. He says MK is a lunatic asylum. EFF's gone. He says a whole new pole is going to develop. And he's been predicting things right for the last 15 years. I've been negative about South Africa for the last few years, thinking you'd be crazy to invest. But something in me is feeling a bit of hope.
Yeah,
where do you stand?
What I think about South Africa, I have a friend who moved to Cyprus. He's hardcore Dutchman, East Rand. You know what I mean? Like Triggers du Plessis.
Where is East Rand?
Second best
Boksburg, Benoni,
yeah.
Braamfontein.
Triggers du Plessis is the world fighting champ in America, in the world, but in Boksburg he's number 2 type of folk, right? And he moved to Cyprus, and he, you know, like he made a lot of money. He moved his money abroad. He was like, fuck this place, I'm out. He moved to Cyprus just sort of like when lockdown regulations relaxed, so 2021 or so. He'd been prepping to move for 5-6 years prior to that. And when he got there, the first thing he did, I would say the first year or 2 that he was in Cyprus, is him and his family toured Europe flat. They went everywhere that they'd ever wanted to go.
Before.
They'd been to some places, but never that extensive. And they spent time in these places. You know what I mean? Like they spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks interacting with the people. He knew someone in every country. So he went there, he went to the States, he went to the UK, you name it. And he said like, and then he got back to Cyprus and he knuckled down and he started working. And he said, it's way too boring. Like this year, that man is like, F it, I want to come home. I can't handle this place. It's too organized. There's not enough chaos. It's too much order. And he said, he's realized like from interacting with people from different countries, the type of shit that people complain about being so hard. He said, what the f*** do you know what we deal with where I come from?
Correct.
He said that South Africans are the most resilient people
No question.
known to man. That's my opinion, is that I think the people are resilient enough to survive the ANC.
I spent
or anybody
31
else
years.
thrown at them.
I went school, university, UCT, 2 years in the Army National Service. I left the country in 1985. I lived 31 years in America, Europe, and the UK. And I couldn't take it anymore. I said, I want to come home. And my wife...
Did you miss home? Were
I
you
missed
home of
home.
the people, or were you like...
No, I was, I'll tell you a wonderful story. I was 23 years old, 24 years old. And I just finished the army and I was traveling through Burma, and I was with my brother and Richard Nodder, another South African who's now top 4 Goldman Sachs in the world, another South African ruling the world. And we were sitting on a tramp steamer on the Irrawaddy River in the jungles of Burma, floating up. I mean, half of those things have capsized and killed people, but we were in our 20s.
You guys, 20s, untouchable.
It's untouchable. Yeah. And I'm sitting talking to a Belgian guy who's about a year or 2 older than me. And this Belgian guy said to me, you know what? I grew up in Africa, in the Congo, with my family. And at about age 7, we had to leave the country and rush back to Europe and go and live in Belgium. And he said, from the day I arrived back in Brussels to today, all I can think about at Brussels is cobbled streets, bicycles, and rain. But my 7 years in Africa, I remember everything. I remember the smell of the rain on the earth, you know, anthills, mosquitoes, a snake. He said everything was rich with feeling and hunger. And we struggled, but I lived life to the full. Whereas in Brussels, I couldn't bear it anymore. And that's how I felt in America, Europe, and Britain.
But you were on a mission, obviously. You were working, you were running businesses.
I was working 24/7 and everything. And then suddenly I woke up and said, I miss South Africa. And I came back here. We were only going to spend 2-3 years living here because I said under Zuma, it's finished. And now my wife, New Zealander, says, I love this place so much, I don't want to leave. And I said, then we're staying. And you're right. It's just,
I mean, I'm looking at this view here. It's not a bad place.
It's not bad. And you know, when my international friends say, you're crazy, you're speaking out, you're getting threats, you're getting madness. Why do you live in South Africa? And I always joke and I said, because we are allowed to shoot back. But what I really mean is this place, you know, I drive through the Karoo. I go up to, you know, into the bush, go up the highway, I even go to PE, which is a complete mess. And I just talk to the taxi driver, talk to the people in the hotel, I love this country. You can't beat it.